Hello and welcome back to Digital Assets Daily. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are in your corner of the world. Bear with me for this video. I'm going to try and be brief, but there's a lot of tabs to go through. Leading central bank merge Ripple and Stellar Lumens redundant. Point of this video is showing everywhere there's Ripple, there is Stellar. Let's dive in. In the long term, this step could lead to competition or cannibalism of projects from the cryptocurrency area, such as Ripple or Stellar Lumens. I'm going to cancel that out as FUD. They're not competition, they're in different lanes. As we get through this video, you'll be very confident from start to finish. I want to scroll down. Actually, you know what? Let's just skip right through them. On the next, we're going to have here, getting into cryptocurrencies like XRP or Stellar Lumens. According to Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse, Facebook's Libra project has a trust issues and will take some time to get off the ground. Both Ripple and Stellar Lumens provide an infrastructure that can already deliver on the central bank's aforementioned objectives of low-cost, rapid cross-border transfers. However, central banks offer a similar service. Projects like Ripple or Stellar could become obsolete in the long run. And I'm going to cancel that one out as well because there's zero concern of that because they're already using them. Again, Ripple, Stellar, and Ethereum are very massive in the current new financial system. All right, bear with me. We're going to keep going through this. One thing I want to point out too, just to prove a point, it's big in the community. Current Ripple partners such as MoneyGram continue to grow strongly, but in the long term, this business could be completely taken over by central banks. For the time being, however, it remains to be seen how quickly progress can be made by central banks. Next article we have here, and again, these are this year. Stellar Lumens based startup wants to replace Swift and Ripple. I'll cancel that already. They're going to work side by side. End of story. The technology based on Stellar Lumens blockchain is designed to replace existing systems like Swift and Ripple. And again, you're going to follow this channel, or if you already do, then this is not going to be new to you, and you're going to understand that they work together. The capital being used to build a software solution using the Stellar blockchain. It's called LightNet, and it was founded by Chachaval Jayaravanan, a family member of the Charoen Pofund Group in Thailand, and the technology entrepreneur and former investment banker Tribodi Arunandandan Chai. China and India are among the most populous countries in the world, making them LightNet's largest target market. Together, these countries account for more than half of the world's population. It's very massive. As I say, Stellar is very massive, like Ripple. Giravanan describes that Stellar Lumens has the perfect technology for this. And we launched LightNet to offer low cost and instantaneous financial inclusivity and mobility to the 4 billion lives across Asia Pacific, all powered by Stellar's fast, scalable, and sustainable blockchain technology. So again, as I've been trying to share this information with you guys, Stellar is the true sleeping giant here. As we get into the next comment, it's vital that we build an ecosystem to provide LightNet access to our partners' vast user base and facilitate deeper penetration into local markets. We project that within 3 years, LightNet will facilitate over $50 billion USD worth of annual transactions through our industry-leading partner network. LightNet offers 3 innovative payment solutions. They have BridgeNet, LiquidNet, and SmartNet. The main platform is already completed, and the first transaction should be completed by the end of the first quarter of 2020. The company also plans to establish further collaborations with MoneyGram, 7 Bank, Yiha, and Share in Japan to ensure the continued growth of the ecosystem. Both Ripple and Stellar Lumens provide payment solutions that enable cross-border transactions in near real time at low cost, and Ripple announced tremendous growth and expansion with its own presence in Asia in 2020. Ripple is already working with MoneyGram and is achieving strong results. MoneyGram CEO Alexander Holmes praised Ripple in the highest tones. And now you see Stellar is also working with MoneyGram through Lightnet. Stellar Lumens recently presented the financing plan for the next 10 years, and the plan calls for the remaining $30 billion XLM, approximately 1.3 billion USD, to be used for a variety of purposes, including relationship development, marketing, and developer compensation. Whether Stellar Lumens can hold its own against Ripple will be seen over the next few years. But again, no matter what the articles say, the truth of the matter is they're focused on different lanes and they are not competition. Here we have Accenture interview why a digital dollar can't be rushed. And we just get into Crypto Dad, just using the headline because the conversation is digital dollar. The economy has crashed. Everyone's at home, not working for the issue at hand. Some call it the black swan, some calling it the health issue. The Digital Dollar Project forms an advisory group for U.S. digital currency. Some of these I only pulled. The information is great as well. The links will be provided in the description below. Feel free to browse through them. But the headlines are all I really needed. European Central Bank confirms exploring digital euro as retail wholesale CBDC. Keep in mind retail, keep in mind wholesale. When you think retail, unbanked, underbanked, you're thinking Stellar. When you think wholesale, enterprise, institution, you're thinking Ripple. You have CBDCs. The EU draft, central banks should look at a public digital currency. 70% of central banks exploring central bank digital currencies, CBDC, according to the BIS. We've shared lots of video from the BIS directly from Augustin on our Twitter page, and stating that they've already had great success in Cambodia with CBDCs. And then here you have IBM OMFIF published report on central bank digital currencies. Again, you have IBM, you have connected to Stellar, the way you have Corda R3 connected to Ripple. And you have Accenture. We've already shown them working both with Ripple and Stellar. SAP, you're working with Stellar. You have Corda working with XRP. European Central Bank wants to beat other countries in digital currency game. Then as you scroll down, you have experts expect the full-fledged launch of the digital currency to take place within the coming year. Per previous reports from Blocknomi, Edith Young, partner of Proof of Capital, a blockchain-centric venture fund that has made investments in Binance, Blockstream, and Stellar, according to its website. So here again, you have directly accountable to the central bank digital currencies and the European Central Bank, the ECB. We already know they're connected to Ripple, and now you see they're also connected to Stellar. Top crypto VC, China will launch national digital asset in 2020. Let's scroll down here. Edith Young, partner of Proof of Capital, blockchain-centric venture fund that has made investments in Binance, Blockstream, and Stellar, according to its website. Again, just confirming the previous article. Then as we get into the ECB again, and Bank of Japan finalized the third phase of Project Stella. And then you have, in Project Stella, you have Ripple and Stellar Lumens are the most preferred choice of banks. We'll get into this article just a bit. The cryptocurrency market is overcrowded with thousands of crypto tokens and blockchain, each serving a different purpose. However, Ripple blockchain has taken up the initiative to build banking and payment solution software, which can be incorporated by banks in their operation to achieve the same high transaction speed and lower transaction cost. Ripple has been quite successful in its endeavor and boasts of more than 200 bank partners comprising of both central banks as well as commercial banks. The current Stellar project is looking to fix the problem of credit risk involved in cross-border payment by locking the funds in an escrow until the commencement of the transaction. The summary of the phase report read. And I'm sure a lot of people in the community have heard this word escrow mentioned many times. Interesting, right? Then we have hashed time lock contract, HTLC, transformative crypto payments benefits. As we scroll down, it is because of this that the next generation of smart contracts are starting to be developed for Bitcoin and Stellar Lumens XLM. This new feature will be called hashed time lock contracts. And then we have the Stellar hash time lock contract. This definitely just scrolls through. It's a lot of, little stuff like this. If you're interested, and feel free to click the link below. Then we have here Exodus from Twitter. XLM and XRP have similarities, such as the same creator, but are on different paths. Can they both run side by side? ? The answer is obviously yes. The article is interesting. I could add a little bit more to that, and I was going to, but I'm trying to keep this as short as possible for you guys. Here's another little protocol from the hash time lock contract from Stellar, showing Stellar definitely right there in the little contract. Then we have on the Interledger theory and practice. As you scroll down, obviously you're very familiar with Ripple, the Hyperledger, and Stellar. It's pretty interesting. As you see, Ripple, Stellar, and Ethereum are major players in this new financial system, and you have them right there. Obviously, Corda connects directly back to Ripple. Hyperledger, you're using a lot of Stellar, and connects back to IBM. And then in Hyperledger, smart contracts are known as chain code, and they are installed in the validator nodes at the time a Fabric network is launched. And again, the Hyperledger Fabric is based on Stellar. When I get close to finish off this video, I don't mean to rush through too much of this, but it's really easy to get sidetracked, and I think I made my point clear. Going through everything connects Ripple and Stellar. They're just side by side in everything in the entire financial system. Too much oil, how a barrel came to be worth less than nothing. If you think about how the entire financial system is crashing, you have conversation with the IMF, you have conversations with the Federal Reserve, you have the Federal Reserve rates down to zero. Now you have oil at less than zero. Monday's close at negative 37.63 US dollar. I've never seen that in my lifetime. And, it's a mixed feeling. That's a huge crash. But then when you think, what are we invested in? We're invested in a new financial system. Two of my favorites. I am no longer, being transparent, I no longer hold any Ethereum. I sold out of that a few years ago. My top two favorite, Ripple obviously being my number one, and XLM, Stellar now being my number two, as in deep research of Ripple and XRP. I crossed every single where, as I've shown you tonight, that I cannot search one without the other. If I search Stellar, I find Ripple. If I search Ripple, I find Stellar. And then I've shown in multiple videos how they are connected everywhere to the new financial system. Not to mention, as I've posted, the new financial system will be on XRP, XLM, and Ethereum. And Brianne Madigan, one of the Ripple executives, liked my comment on her page. And so that was additional reaffirmation of the content that we share and provide. Again, I try to minimize. I have a lot of thoughts, theories, and opinions. I've tried to keep those to a minimal and show you exactly directly from the content provided. And again here, another thing I wanted to bring up was gold. Look, we just saw the price of oil tanked. What is the US dollar? It is the petrodollar. It is based on oil. Now what do we have here? Central banks' demand creeps higher in February. Look at this chart at how much gold the central banks are now accumulating. And what is the new thing that Trump wants to do? He wants to do a gold-backed U.S. currency. What do we have? We have Judy Sheldon, his Federal Reserve pick, and she believes in a gold-backed U.S. currency in a cryptocurrency kind of way. So here we have it. More reserves. Oil's tanking. Federal Reserve's at zero. The dollar's tanking. And what do we have when we come in here? Current dollar to silver, 2,416 per ounce. Highest I've even imagined. The dollar to gold ratio is $20,031 per ounce. If we stay on this track, it could possibly go as high as $100,000 an ounce by the end of the year. Now imagine, a lot of people misunderstood whenever I was stating for the past, this channel's 6 months old. I was stating they were doing the gold-backed currency. I was attacked from everywhere. Now it seems to be common talk, common knowledge that it's happening and it's going to be unstoppable. Now imagine people were thinking the gold over the counter price at $1,500, thinking that Ripple or XRP would be locked in at that price. That's not entirely what that backing means. It can be backed by that and climb higher with additional currencies back behind them, backed by gold, add silver, add derivatives, etc., etc. The price of XRP would be massive. And again, I'm here for the 4 to 5 digit XRP, and that's the entire intent that I've been here for over 5 years invested into XRP. Imagine here, who thought you would look at the debt chart and see gold at $20,031 per ounce. And that's going to keep climbing if it stays on this trend line. But even at $20,000 per ounce, imagine now backing that with XRP by that. And we know the original SDRs that came out in 1969. They were, actually not even were, they are backed by 0.88 of a gram of gold. Now imagine you have 20,000 per ounce. Don't hold me to this if you have a calculator or if you're writing it up, just throwing it off the top of my head. If you have a $20,000 per ounce and you back that with even just doing the SDR at a 0.88 gram of gold, you're probably looking at something around a $600 SDR today. And that's what it is. According to the US debt clock, this is the dollar, again, we're talking US dollar, to gold ratio. And these are the numbers you have. Very interesting times that we're in, very exciting. If you are an investor in XRP and XLM, for the new people, Ripple is connected to XRP and Stellar is connected to XLM. If you're doing a search on the exchanges, everyone has them listed differently. That's just to help the new people relax if you're, at there yelling at your computer, Ripple's a company, XRP's the currency, Stellar's a company, XLM's a currency. We understand that. That's only to help the new investor who's considering getting involved or who is still learning the reference. It's just a whole lot easier for them to find that way on the exchange. All right, guys, this is a lot of unbelievable information coming out today, and a lot of things are happening at unbelievably fast rates, and I think it's only going to progress much faster from now until the end of year, EOY, and not to mention, I believe it is November 3rd, is the U.S. presidential election. So between now and then, things are going to get really exciting and move very fast. All right, guys, this is not financial advice. It is for entertainment purposes only, and we'll catch you in the next one.